I don't even know how I used to spend my time before content creation. Because the paid version, I'm like, how much are you people spending on content creation? Things that I have learned, like import the video, cut it, delete it, cut it, delete it. That's all. Ten people can have the same idea and their output is going to be totally different. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Norman Balewe and this channel is for creators and content creators who want to make a career from their passions. From the title of today's video, you can already tell that I've been creating content for 2 years. So I just want to share how it's been, the struggles, and what I've learned about myself and content creation, as well as my future plans for content creating. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for being here, for reading my blog, listening to my podcast, for watching my YouTube videos, for sharing my links, and so on. So thank you. 2 years. Just when I started, these 2 years have flown by. Like, it's not just yesterday that I started my blog. So a little background into my content creation journey. I started my blog in July of 2020 during the lockdown, when everybody was just bored and wanted to just try new things. So I bought my domain name and my hosting in July, and I posted my first blog post. That was like 10 days later. So I struggled with WordPress, hosting, like even the payment, even to pay even to pay for my domain name was a struggle. I already regretted, like, is it by force to start a blog? Is it by force to start a website? Like, I was regretting, like, and when I finished setting up my website, I was like, at least the stress is gone. Who knew that more stress was to come? So I started my website, quiltspent.com, and I started by sharing uni tips, even though we're in lockdown, just uni tips, creativity tips. And after posting like 2 blog posts a week for like maybe like 2-3 months, I said, okay, I was slowly getting to where my niche was. Because before I started my blog, I was struggling with picking a niche. So every blogger was telling you, pick a niche. And I'm like, I have so many things I'm interested in. Like, am I supposed to pick a niche? I wanted to create a multi-niche blog. And I named it quiltspent.com after the quilt, because I wanted to talk about a lot of things. I already had topics for lifestyle, education, finance, like everything. I was going to talk about everything. But after I created like a few blog posts, I said that, okay, I think I'll talk more on creativity. But I did not delete all those other blog posts. So my blog, I spoke about creativity, multitasking and productivity, creative entrepreneurship, and slowly I saw that my niche was creative entrepreneurship. So after that, I started my podcast, the Quiltspent Podcast, even though I've named it to the Quiltspent Creative Podcast. That was in September 2020. And I just started sharing things about my blog, about creative entrepreneurship, and interviewing people, fellow creative entrepreneurs, and like that. So throughout 2021, I was blogging and I was podcasting. I also had an Instagram page. I was posting very consistently on that Instagram page. At one point, I was posting every single day. I was posting carousels, quotes, making my graphic designs, everything. Like, that Instagram page, like, I really worked hard on it. And when school resumed, I slowed down a bit on my blog. I did not post as much as on my blog because I felt that more people were interested in the podcast than in the blog. I knew that I was going to start a YouTube channel. Like, from the moment I started my blog, if you read my first blog post, I said that I was going to start a podcast on YouTube channel, but I just did not know when I was going to start. So I started my YouTube channel March of 2022. How has content creation been? So before I started content creation, when I was still researching on how to start a blog, like, that was all I was spending my time on. I was researching, reading blogs, watching videos on blogging and everything. When I started my podcast, same thing, podcasting, like, I was researching with YouTube. Like, the amount of time it takes just learning new things about content creation is a lot. I don't even know how I used to spend my time before content creation. When I'm not editing a podcast or editing a video, I'm researching about the new algorithm, something. I'm learning about podcasting hacks. Like, I spend so much time on content creation. I'm like, how do you used to live before now? Like, what do you used to do before? So it's been great. I started an Instagram page, started a newsletter. Like, the things that I have learned, like, I started my website by myself. I connected my WordPress and my domain name together. I learned how to do graphic design, even though it's just Canva and like, well, at least I can do basic, neat graphic design. I know about SEO for blogging. I know about digital marketing. I posted almost every day on my Instagram page. I learned how to use Audacity for my podcast. Like when things were going wrong, I learned how to find a way to fix them. I've learned a lot. These are things that you learn on your own, like filmmaking, editing, sound design, SEO, digital marketing, Instagram hacks, and whatever. Like these are things that people learn on their own. But because of content creation, you have to learn all these things because you don't have the money to hire anybody to do them for you. So when I was preparing for this video, I just realized like the amount of things that I've learned, like it reminded me of the parable of the talents. So where you get one coin, and because you've been diligent with your coin, you multiply it. So in a way, because you say, okay, I want to become a YouTuber, the amount of things that you learn is the same thing with those servants that they were given the talent and they multiplied it. If I did not start a YouTube channel, I wouldn't know how to edit a video. I won't be practicing my speech in front of a camera. Content creation itself has like allowed me to arrange my thoughts. Like, you know that there's some things that you don't know that you have an opinion on until you actually start talking. When you're researching a video, when you're interviewing somebody, when you're just creating content, you just have a point of view. Your opinion is not just a vague opinion that other people have. It's something that you can actually back up because of your experience with it. I don't know if you get. So that's how content creation has been, taking a lot of my time, learning new things, teaching me. So that's how it has been. Even though there are some things that I focus on more and some things that I leave to the side. For example, I deleted my Instagram page because I felt that I was just putting too much work and it was not giving me my return. So, but now that I've left Instagram, I deleted the recruitment page on Instagram, I realized that, okay, there are mistakes that I was making that was not even helping my growth. So those kind of things that you learn when you're actually practicing, like you just think, oh, it's not just to create an Instagram page and to be posting consistently. There's so many things that go into it. So I started a newsletter, even though I just sent out 2 newsletters through ConvertKit. Like I really love ConvertKit, just because of their newsletter, but because like them as a company, like they have so many podcasts that I listen to, they have YouTube videos. I just love their work environment. I started a newsletter on ConvertKit and I paused that. Like what was the point? Like because of other content creators have newsletters, like I want to start doing it too. So what have I learned about myself and content creation? So I've learned that I cannot control the results. Like okay, you start a blog, start a podcast, you start a YouTube channel, and say okay, I want to have so and so subscribers by the end of the month or by the year. Yes, it's actually very good to set goals so that you know what you're working towards. But sometimes like you focus more on the results, and when the results are not coming, you feel like okay, I want to give up. So instead of setting goals based on results, I just set goals based on output. So instead of saying okay, I want to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, I say okay, I want to have 10 videos by the end of this month. Even if you don't hit those subscriber milestones, because obviously you cannot control how many people want to subscribe to you, but you can at least control the amount of videos that you put up. So when you reach that goal, that okay, I've put 100 videos out, you're like, at least you feel good because you have actually hit that goal. Not that you say that you want to get to 100k subscribers and you are nowhere near it by the deadline, and you're like, you'll feel bad for yourself because you cannot control how many people will see your page, how many people will want to subscribe. The thing you can control is your output. The second thing is that ideas are not as special as you think. You have so many ideas for content, and like, okay, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. But when you're like brainstorming and like trying to expand on that idea, you're like, this idea is not that great. It's just there. It's the other way around too. Then people can have the same idea. The same with writing fiction and same with content creation. 10 people can have the same idea and their output, their result is going to be totally different. And like, it's not the same idea that you people were given. It can be easy to recommend YouTube ideas to somebody, but ideas are not as special as you think. So the third thing I've learned about myself is when I'm struggling with the creative process of content creation. Sometimes when I'm sitting down and I'm filming and I'm stammering, I'm like, God, this is really for me. Like, I just want to quit halfway in the video. Like, same thing when I'm editing. I'm like, editing is just so, it's a chore. It's a chore. But the thing that I'm learning now about me is that if something is hard and I have to struggle to do it, it feels like maybe it is not for me. The mindset that anything that is easy is for you. But there are so many things that are hard that you're supposed to do. Like sometimes filming is hard, sometimes it's fun. But when it's hard, just need to continue the video. Editing too. Thinking of new ways to make my editing more fun. I'm still working on the whole thing. Obviously, your process will continue to evolve. So those are the things I'm learning about me. The fourth thing is, if you really want to learn anything, just give yourself 1 hour and you learn the basics. If it's an app, if it's a skill, just give yourself 1 hour and just learn it. Sometimes that hour itself is even more than enough. When I wanted to learn how to edit, I use CapCut to edit on my phone. I'm like, okay, how to edit on CapCut? And you just learn the basics and you just record a few 10-second videos and you edit, and like 20 minutes, you are done. You are done learning it. Nowadays, if I want to learn something, I don't need to procrastinate that, okay, I'll learn this when this happens. Like, you just sit down, open your YouTube app and learn it. So I used to think that editing videos was like this hard thing, like as well, you need to have mad skills to edit. But it's just to import the video, cut it, delete it, cut it, delete it. That's all. So 1 hour, I learned the basics of anything that you want to learn. The fifth thing is that I have mastered the art of looking for free alternatives of everything. Obviously, content creation, everybody is looking for ways to suck your money. Whether it's one course, one software that you need to pay $21 per month, like everything. Find the free version, find the free app, check their website if they have a free tier. Maybe it does not have the same features as the paid one, but you will find it's Canva, free Canva I'm using. Headliner is free. Which other one? ConvertKit, they have free. Anchor is free. You don't have to come and be using all those other things. I can't remember the names because I've forgotten. It's Anchor. Which other thing? Everything. If you just spend 10 minutes inside the content creation water, you will just be seeing sharks. They want to take all your money. They want to, like, I just wonder that everybody is recommending everything to you. Oh, TubeBuddy, use the paid version. Oh, this one, use the paid version. Like, I'm like, how much are you people spending on content creation? If I say, oh, this thing is paid, just like free alternatives to this one. Download 3 of those free alternatives, look for the best one, and be using that one. You will survive. There's no need to finish my money. 2 things that I've struggled with content creation, apart from the editing and all that I've spoken about in the video. I just feel like the first thing is when they say find your unique selling point, I just sit down like, hey, unique selling point, like, I don't know. You know, last year when Kelly Stamps blew up, everybody was like, wow, she has a unique personality, something that will make you stand out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, because you know when you're seeing yourself, you just see yourself as a normal person. So maybe there's a unique selling point that I don't yet know. But that's something I just think like, okay, how do I have a unique selling point that makes somebody say that, okay, this is a channel or this is a content creator that stands out? That's something I struggle with. Another thing is that, why am I looking at all these professional content creators? Help me ask me. These people have teams, they have PAs, and see me, normal, one person, a student, she wants to do follow, like as well, blog, podcast, YouTube, newsletter, Instagram. Which other thing they want to start? Like all these things, like they have team, they are making full money, and normal you want to do all these things because they say you should do it. If it's not helping you. Now, the major thing that I'm working on is my YouTube channel. I've finished my website, I'm not renewing it. I don't need to stress myself because of content creation. Like when my chapter 2 of my podcast starts, you're just going to be friends, gisting about content creation, about writing. I'm not going to be as edited. It's just going to be just talking into a microphone. I don't need an Instagram page now. I don't need a website now. I don't need a newsletter now. Obviously, there'll be a time where I will need them. Maybe if I'm selling something, maybe if I publish. So what's the plan now? Just to do the same thing I'm doing now. Just to keep creating content, to document and share what I'm doing creative-wise and that kind of thing. Like, I don't want it to be bigger than what I intend it to be. Share your thoughts in the comments. Are you a content creator? Do you want to be a content creator? Do you have content ideas for me to make? So just type everything in the comments and let me know. So subscribe if you are not subscribed, and till next time.